guys are not to laugh, and I'll be almost there.
Look at this dude. Instead of just turning around. He's doing this.
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
Recording now. What's going on? Here we are. We're
Day one.
On set of our new scary short film that we're trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
Ticks up the wazoo.
Ticks galore. I've already had a few on my legs, but
That's fucking terrible. But we just got done shooting, like what, maybe like the first third
yeah,
of the opening act?
Act one.
Act one. So now we just got to get a few pickup shots and then...
Then Act one's a wrap after that.
Yep.
On to Act two.
And then Act 3 and Act 4.
Yes, sir.
We got to get some more help, so we're going to need some for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll catch you guys after Act 2.
Just looking good.
Hey! We're recording.
Oh.
So this is a little bit of a behind-the-scenes look at The Woods, our latest spooky short film. It's been over a year in the making, and we're finally getting around to shooting the damn thing. This is Josh.
We're doing the damn thing.
We're doing the damn thing. This is Josh. He's going to be the victim / star of this short film. It's time to get our spook on. And we'll see you guys when we actually are done filming, because we haven't filmed anything yet.
Get spooked.
Get spooked, boys. So, how you feeling?
I'd feel better if I was timing it perfectly. Every time you were walking up, I was like, and go. And then you didn't come in, I was like, and go. But it was cool.
Yeah. We have wrapped on day one of shooting The Woods. See the lights that we got going on? You got
A little sneak peek. Oh!
Yeah, so in the next few days, we'll go ahead and shoot the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. Stay tuned to the Rolling and Shutter podcast, which where we'll be talking about all this stuff. He's too into character.
I was about to turn around. Welcome back to the...
All right, we'll see you guys on set in day 2. All right, we're on set.
On set. I'm actually kind of taking some pictures.
Yeah, I mean, the lighting is pretty good. I mean, so like I said earlier, it's a very overcast day out. You guys can see from the clouds and everything. But we are getting ready to go ahead and shoot the meat and potatoes portion of the spooky short. We'll check back with you guys either in the middle of shooting or at the end.
See ya!
All right, what's going on? We're back. We wrapped filming pretty early. Got too dark too quickly. We didn't have enough time to get everything we wanted, but we got some stuff. Some stuff looked pretty good. Throw it up in the edit and see what it looks like. But day 2...
Shit was getting mad spooky.
It was getting mad spooky.
Even outside of the content.
Yeah, we were legitimately spooked, but
the song. Let's go.
but I'll throw it in the edit and see what we got working with. Alrighty, we are on set for day trace of the woods. Got Josh up ahead a little bit. We're in the same flannel.
Yeah, and we're gonna make it work, but check the feet out. Yeah, that's gonna have to do.
Yeah, if there's not one thing like us forgetting the tripod last night or Josh forgetting his boots, you know, there's always something.
Always one thing.
Yeah, but
Gotta be one.
Got to be one, but we're here, we adapt, and we can always reshoot. We've got a few things we need to get here at the first location before we carry on to set number 2.
It's almost same conditions as yesterday, and it's pretty nice.
So we just got to get some running shots and
Show them
a couple close-ups.
Show them the little throwback right there on the ground.
Can't switch cameras.
Yeah.
That was us. Maybe show a little behind the scenes of what we're running with, how the cameras are all set up and everything, but later. Where's he at?
Lucas just said that we should, quote, y'all should look up things to confirm live while shooting to give more accurate thoughts and opinions.
Yeah,
it's about the Hunger Games.
Yeah, it's a man. Fucking cares.
I'm not going to see that movie.
Yeah. We said it's either a prequel or a sequel. It doesn't matter. I mean, it can only technically be one of those two things, but...
This is how I feel.
Ah!
Wait for it. That's how I feel about the Hunger Games.
Yeah, things are going well on set so far. We got some of the opening stuff that we missed last time we were out here, and now we're actually right back at where we started. So we're going to get some of those shots for continuity's sake, and then get into some of the spooky action. That's going to be me. One of these times. I almost got that on. What are you doing?
Causing a mess.
Why must you unsettle the ground upon which I walk?
Someone's got to do it. Just getting a little behind the scenes right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just re-upping on my palettes. And I will certainly drive like that.
Yo, we're driving with the light on, but we wrapped.
Yeah, I can't fucking... Ah! I was just thinking like canal. But we always do that shit. It'd be nice to switch it up.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Oh, fuck. It wasn't that close, but they did look like they just started coming faster.
I mean, they do be coming fast. All right. So, welcome to part 2, chapter 2 of the behind the scenes of the woods. At this point in time, when I'm recording this, the VFX for the woods are not done at all. We are still up against like a time crunch here, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to explain and show as much of the process as possible of like how we went about creating some of the CGI goodness that the film has. So the first thing we are going to load up is the actual effects files themselves. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what we're working with inside of After Effects here. So we're going to pull up the first shot, and it's pretty simple, all things considered. So the reason we ended up going with a completely CG character is because the shots where we had the stand-in for the main bad guy, they just really kind of look like a dude. And I wanted it to kind of look like this other world type deal. But this first shot was originally me being, in the costume and everything, standing up into frame, watching, and like the whole jump scare happens. But we pivoted off of that idea because the shot just wasn't landing and it was constantly racking in and out of focus trying to find me. because it was so dark. So what we ended up doing instead was taking a still frame of when before I get into frame, and then we found a free zombie model on Turbo Squid or CG Trader or something, and we downloaded that 3D model, and then we uploaded that 3D model into a website called Mixamo, and it's owned by Adobe. And basically, you go through a simple rigging process for whatever model you have, and then you can assign it a variety, like you can pick a selection of animations. So we went ahead and put just a clown idle stare animation onto the model, and we downloaded that model. We put it into Blender. We exported that as an animation sequence, and then we came into After Effects, and then we created a new solid called Element, and we applied Video Copilot's Element 3D plugin. And then we just imported the animation sequence, which included all the movement and everything. And then the rest was just making sure that it's all scaled properly. Making sure that it's all scaled properly and that the animation, happens. The teleportation effect was something that kind of screwed with everything. I didn't really know how to show that, and I'm still kind of learning this whole VFX stuff, this being my first attempt. So I put in some assets that I got from Triune Digital. The links will be down below. And then I just put them to the color that I wanted it to be, kind of with the red, unlike the rest of the colors in the shot. I kind of wanted something a little more contrasty. And then, because this is ultimately a tie-in to another project that I released, and it's a really small one, most people didn't see it. It was just a short or a TikTok, but it had this weird kaleidoscope effect happening. And I thought it'd be kind of cool if that kaleidoscope was a portal into another dimension or something. And so we played with that in the loop, and this is kind of like another version of that. And it's all connected. You'll hopefully learn more about it. But that kaleidoscope effect is meant to be like the colliding of whatever energy or worlds this gatekeeper is transferring to and from. And then we go into the second VFX shot, and this VFX shot was another one that kind of took years off of my life. So again, same kind of deal. We took a still frame of this image and we keyframed to scale to happen digitally to make it look like it's zooming in, mostly just so that we can control where the camera placement is when the gatekeeper ultimately teleports into frame. And unlike when he teleports out, I wanted this teleport in to be kind of like subtle, like it just happens. And so with that, I decided to go ahead and try to experiment with like a little bulge technique, like the world's like kind of bulging as he's teleporting through it. Ultimately, you can't really see anything because it's so dark, the scene. I didn't really put any lights or anything in there to make it look like there's another world ripping apart at the seams when he does this, but instead he just kind of looks like a blob. And then he does his scare animation or scream animation, which again is the same 3D model, just with a different animation from Mixamo, and the same process in Blender. He looks different in this one than in the original, but that's just because of the lighting, I believe. I couldn't quite nail that down, and we were up against a time crunch. So, all right, so this final sequence is the disappearance, and this is where a lot of the issues came kind of to a head. There's so many elements or versions of Element going on in this sequence, and so many masks and cuts. But this sequence is essentially 3 different shots, all Frankensteined and stitched together to create this monstrosity. It has the gatekeeper in it, and he ultimately teleports in between different spots in time. And with each teleport, the world or the lights flicker and everything. All while, making sure that it's the same animation. It's actually the same animation from the initial jump scare where he's just staring off into space. And then the rest is just making sure that the masks all line up and move them accordingly. That was a long, painstaking process. But when that happens and we can finally add everything to our render queue, this final shot here, which I didn't explain in the After Effects breakdown because most of the work is actually going on within Final Cut Pro. Obviously, this image is masked onto the camera in After Effects and tracked on there very badly and poorly. But there is originally supposed to be a still frame of the gatekeeper in the corner of this image, and then it scales up to the ultimate end of the film as the music reaches its height. But most of the edits in here are sound-based, and we kind of wanted to play with that. A lot of music involved. And ultimately, the idea with the edit was to make it as tight and as concise as possible. That's why the runtime went from 15 minutes down to 9 minutes and 30 seconds with credits. And the film itself is actually only 7 minutes and 23 seconds. And then a lot, like I said, was sound, trying to make it look like it's as real as possible. The end is when the film starts to fall apart in terms of the edit and in terms of the story. But hopefully everything kind of makes sense up until that point. I know that there have been a few people that have seen the film that have been left a little confused by the ending. And while it was meant to be a confusing ending and leave more questions than answers, it certainly fell apart towards the end. So that's been the behind the scenes look at The Woods. You know, a lot went into making this project. It's been over a year in the making, believe it or not, almost 2 years, to be honest. The idea originally was developed in about towards the end of 2021, I believe. And timing just never worked out. Laziness and other projects kind of prevented it from ever happening. But now here we are. The film, by the time you're watching this, has been released. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Be sure to go give it a rating on Letterboxd because it is on Letterboxd. You can also follow me on there at Dapolito, I believe. And let me know what you thought of the film down in the comments below. This video's a little longer than usual. By a little, I mean a lot longer. But we wanted to do something kind of cool and fun for such a big project and a big day. Because this is, you know, like we mentioned a few times, first short film in a long time for us. And we think that it's a significant improvement over our last one. From everybody involved in the film, that includes Josh, my brother, my family, friends, and everyone else along the way who has kind of been a soundboard for me to bounce ideas off of. Thank you. We had a total blast making this thing. We learned a lot, and we are looking forward to making our next short film or two in the coming months and weeks. And I guess I'll just leave you with that. And there may be some changes coming too, some more drastic ones, but again, all in due time. Yeah.